Hey guys, so I am in the In-N-Out drive-through. Kind of a last-minute decision. I was kind of just like craving In-N-Out, to be honest. So I was like, fuck it, let me go get some In-N-Out. And once I got to, basically this is the second In-N-Out in town I came to, because the first one that's like 5 minutes away from where I live was just fucking packed. And not to say that this one wasn't, because it was, because it is, but this is like a drive-through one. But the one I went to, like, the line fucking went out onto the street, and like I couldn't even see the end of it when I was trying to like see if I could even get into line. It was like going, it was going like several blocks, and I was like, fuck that. And then I was like, should I just go somewhere else instead? And I was like, no, I kind of really want In-N-Out. So I kind of just like found a different In-N-Out, and this one just happened to be like a little less crowded. It's still pretty packed. There's still a bunch of cars here. It's gonna take me a while to get I'm like, what, 4 cars away, so it's not that bad. And I got through it generally pretty fast. So props to you, In-N-Out. Good job on your customer service and getting your people through the lines. But yeah, that was fucking insane. I'd never seen. Granted, this is the first time I've gone to eat In-N-Out specifically since I moved to my new place here in LA. But I don't know. I was just like, damn, I guess I'm not going there anytime soon. Not at that specific one, anyway. I know In-N-Out gets like packed generally, just because it's like a fucking standard as far as like California fast food goes, but I just thought it was kind of ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to do this mukbang. I want to do these mukbangs, and like the idea was that I would go places, because I do live in LA. I wanted to try out these places that I haven't had before. And obviously I've had In-N-Out. I've lived in Southern California my entire life, so I've had In-N-Out my entire life. But yeah, I want, like, the idea for the mukbangs, or the mukbangs, excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know a lot of people pronounce them a lot of different ways, but yeah, I wanted to try these new places so I can like review them, but again, I kind of dropped the ball on this, and I knew I wanted to film today, but I kind of didn't like do any research or like look into any places that I like popular places that people are talking about. So I didn't really do that. And then like I said, I was kind of just like craving In-N-Out, so I was like, fuck it, let me just go to In-N-Out and I can film that, because In-N-Out's always good, so you can't go wrong. I feel like this angle is still, I'll probably fix it later, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing. In line as we speak. There's a guy that took my order. Yeah. Oh yeah, I should mention that I'm kind of fucking pissed, because as I was on my way to this second In-N-Out, I went through this intersection, and it was a red light, but it was at one of those like train, the train rails going through, and it was kind of confusing for me, because first of all, I fucking hate driving out here in LA, just because everybody here is a fucking asshole, like behind the wheel, me included, and they're just like fucking stupid at driving, and again, me included. I fucking, like, I'll be the first to admit I'm not the greatest driver, but yeah, so I stopped at like the line, but there was like multiple lines going, on the other sides of the rails. It's not really rails, but like the train tracks, I don't know. But there's like multiple lines, so I guess I stopped at like the one like too far ahead of me, and then like I saw a fucking flash in front of me, and I noticed that there was like a camera up there taking pictures, and I was like, fuck, like I didn't know. I should have. Again, I'm a fucking idiot, but yeah, so I think it stopped like too far into the intersection, and they took my fucking picture, I think. twice. It's the flash came on twice. So I'm like, God damn, now I'm probably gonna get like a ticket in the mail or something. So fucking awesome, right? It's annoying. I'm just really hungry. I haven't really eaten anything today besides, what did I have? Oh yeah, I didn't have anything besides, like a juice that I had at home, which are actually pretty good. It's like, it has like green apple, banana, kale, I don't know, something else that like I'm blanking on right now, but they're like really good, and like they taste, I mean, like, I feel like that kind of fulfills my breakfast need, even though I drank it at like fucking noon, but like now I'm actually hungry, so let's do this. And I wanted to make sure I filmed, you know, I wanted to film the guy taking my order too, not film him, but, you know, film myself having my order taken. But as soon as I accelerated, my fucking tripod fell off. So I'm just not gonna include that, I think. But I will film myself paying and receiving my food. Also, I don't know how like short I should keep these. I'm already like, it's hard to tell because my fucking phone screen protector is so cracked. Here we go.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. I have a number one with an apple fried and iced tea.
Yes.
Would you like any ketchup?
Yeah, can I get ketchup and sauce, please? Or spread or whatever. Thank you, you too. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. Ooh, there's a nice shady spot right there. There's also a tweaker, if I'm allowed to say that. Or maybe he's just having a good time dancing. But yeah, there's some guy like breaking it down right there. I don't know if I want to eat around here. It's not the greatest neighborhood at all. Okay. Let me see if I can find a place to pull over. Yeah, that smells so good. Ooh, there's a nice shady spot. Probably can't park there, can I? No. Can I? I guess. Well, it's kind of like right in front of a house, so I don't want to do that. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I had to drive around a little while until I could find a parking spot, and I still feel kind of, I mean, I'm like right in front of somebody's house right now, and I feel kind of weird about that, so I'm gonna make this as quick as I can. But here's my food. In and out. Like I said, you can't go wrong. Let's do a thumbnail really quick. Okay. Yeah, let's get right into it. I'm using my my headphones because I want to see if that affects the audio at all. I know the last one, the audio was kind of fucked up because I'm like a bit of a distance away from my camera, as well as just, I have the air conditioner on. It's on low, granted, but I just want to see if the built-in microphone helps out at all. All right. So here we have a double with onion, my favorite, my go-to. I mean, you can. I know there's like better burger places than In-N-Out, but like In-N-Out is always a good option. I'm so happy right now. I love In-N-Out. It's a little messy, but that's to be expected. Okay, let me show the animal fries. Animal style fries. So if you haven't had animal style fries, basically it's their In-N-Out fries. It's the regular In-N-Out fries, but they top it with their special secret sauce or their secret spread. Right here I got an extra packet. And they put grilled onions on top. And it's just really good, especially since a lot of people, I don't necessarily think that their fries are bad by themselves, but I know a lot of people kind of complain about like how dry they are. To me, they kind of just taste like, I mean, I guess I would call them dry as well, but to me they kind of taste like what's it called? Like potato chips. And that's what potato chips are. They're like dried out potato slices, so I mean, it makes sense. So yeah, that's just to add like a little more flavor and toppings and, whatever. Just a little more excitement to your fries. So I'm all for that. So I did have a topic that I wanted to go over today. I actually kind of prepared for today. I mean, not really. I didn't like write it down or anything, but I just know that what I want to talk about today is marijuana and weed, pot, MJ, cannabis, whatever you want to call it. My first true love, right? I mean, if you know me, if anybody watching this knows me at all, you'd probably know that I've spent a good amount of my time with Miss Mary Jane. We have a very interesting relationship. Mostly highs, but we've had our lows as well, especially recently. It's so good, and I'm so hungry too. I don't even want to talk because I just want to indulge in this food right now, but that's not why I'm making a video. I'm making a video so I can do both. Have some of these fries. feel like they don't put enough. Oh yeah, they put cheese on here too. I forgot to mention that. There's cheese as well as the spread and the grilled onions. Obviously. I wasn't even like looking at them when I was describing them, so I totally forgot to include the cheese. There's like melted cheese on it as well. So you can see it. I like to have the extra spread so I can, you know, just put a little extra on my fries. Sometimes I put it on the burger because it does come on the burger as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's just like a version of like Thousand Island dressing, right? Don't they have their ingredients on here? No. Well, I mean, I guess they wouldn't because it's secret sauce, right? Or whatever it's fucking called, secret spread. I don't know. I mean, that's what I like about In-N-Out is like a very simplified menu. It's not very sophisticated, and you know, that way you don't stand in line forever, fucking sit in the drive-thru trying to decide what you want, because there's like fucking 3 options. Someone just pulled up behind me. Anyway, as I shove food into my mouth, I didn't want to talk about weed because I'm currently taking a break, as I do every now and then. So yeah, basically I started, you know, I just want to be completely transparent about my relationship with marijuana. So yeah, so basically in high school, I always thought I was gonna, you know, be like this good kid. I never did drugs or anything, and then, you know, I just always thought that like I would never venture into that side of society, I guess, because it's really like, I mean, now when you think about it, it's like everybody smokes weed and it's not even a big deal like whatsoever, and then like that's what, and then knowing that, and then you think about all the people that have been incarcerated for possession of like small amounts, mind you. It's ridiculous, and I mean, we've come a long way, but you know, there's still people in prison. That was weird. That person was just behind me. There's still people in prison for carrying this stuff. That's now like legal, at least here in California. And you know, I'll just say, you know, of course, I mean, everybody, I don't think I know, like, I mean, I guess I do know, like, people who haven't tried it, but the majority of people I do, you know, even if they don't, like, if they didn't even like it, and that was their only time smoking, like, I know a lot of people, the majority of the people I know, have at least, like, tried smoking pot, and have continued to. And that goes for, like, the quote-unquote stoners, which I guess I would consider myself. Not so much anymore than it used to be. Like in high school, that's basically all I did. High school through, I mean, just a couple years ago. I mean, that like consumed me, and not in like an addictive way, just in like, I don't know. I mean, like you know, I've been trying to figure out like what I've wanted to do with my life for a long time. So in the meantime, I smoked a lot of weed, and it's like, you know, again, there's like pros and cons to it. I think, you know, if you're like a creative person and you like, you know, making things and thinking of ideas and, you know, things that you can like put into like a tangible medium, then I think weed is a great, it's a great like stimulant for that, I think. And obviously there's like different strains and everything, but yeah, if you're like this creative person that like, I feel like weed, I mean, it doesn't always help, and I know that like firsthand, but generally, you know, if you're just trying to relax and what am I saying here? I'm just rambling at this point. I feel like I've had some of my best ideas when I was high. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's helpful in that regard, but and you know, it's helpful, like, you know, it'd be like a social activity for me during my tenure of you know, association with weed. I would use it as like a social activity, you know, me and my friends. I mean, in high school I started smoking weed. I want to say junior year, because again, like, I wasn't really introduced to it because I never thought I would do it until like junior year, I think, when some of my like really good friends, they basically kind of like pressured me into it, just like trying it, and then you know, I ended up like really liking it, and then one thing led to another, and then I was like fucking smoking every day, every fucking like second I could. Again, like, I wasn't addicted. It was just something that I always wanted to do, and the way I always wanted to feel. And I don't know if that's just because I've gone in and out of like these depressive episodes, which again, I think, you know, like, if you're feeling depressed, I don't necessarily think, you know, turning to recreational drugs is your best option, I guess, because I've been, especially recently, I've gone through like some pretty fucking dark shit. I don't really want to get into that right now. I'll probably save that for another video, but you know, I've been really sad, you know, kind of just leading up to this, me moving out to LA, and even like while I was out here, I kind of just went through like this phase of just being like really down on myself. And, you know, prior to that, I had quit smoking already because of that. And then when we went into quarantine, I was like, well, fuck, you know, I'm just sitting at home anyway. So then I kind of like adopted it again. And for a while, I mean, that's all I was doing. Like during quarantine, I would, you know, I went and bought a brand new bong. And I remember how excited I was when I went and bought the bong, and then I went to fucking Dispo, right after that or right before. And I was so excited to get home and smoke for the first time in like, I think I went like 6 months was the last time. And I was so excited to smoke again, and just like that feel, and you know, like, if you go a long time without smoking, then you kind of like lose your tolerance. So, you know, only like small amounts of weed will get you generally pretty high. So so yeah, like, it was just like a great experience. And then, you know, that kept going. Every day I'd be smoking, like all day basically. And then yeah, so I'd just be like sitting at home on my ass, not doing anything but like fucking playing Animal Crossing or fucking watching movies or TV or whatever, and just being high all day. And, you know, with that like added depression on top of that, or like beneath it, I don't think that really helped anything, because I kind of like felt worse about myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I kind of like reflected, and I was like, you know, I'm just like sitting here not doing anything. Again, especially if you want to be like this creative person, quarantine is like the best time to you know, try out these ideas or whatever you want to do. Like me, for instance, I'm in school to be a screenwriter. So I mean, I've had all these ideas that I want to execute. But again, I wasn't doing that because I was just fucking high all day, and I would just rather do nothing than like put my brain to work, because that was just easier. And then there was like that sadness, so I wanted to get over that stuff too. And I think that's just like not the great combination, the greatest combination, just because it's not really beneficial. Like I feel like it just kind of makes you feel worse, in my case at least. And I had experienced that like the last time. That's kind of like the same reason I ended up stopping. So yeah, I kind of realized that, and I was doing that for a while until like I had to move out of that place, and then I moved into this new place here in LA. And it's great, you know, my roommates are great, and we had like this conversation when everybody like moved in. We had like this, you know, like roommate family meeting or whatever, and I brought it up, and I was like, hey, because it's, you know, because my roommate did ask me like prior to even knowing whether I would get the place or not. So I kind of like, I mean, technically I lied, because I said I've quit, and that was actually before I decided to quit. I mean, I guess like the move-in prompted me to quit, but I told him like, yeah, normally like I do smoke a lot of weed, but you know, I quit. That's what I told him before I moved in, as I was like smoking bowl or whatever. So yeah, then I moved in, and then like, you know, when we had like our big like group meeting, I mean, it's only like the three of us, but we had like this long conversation about like what we expected out of each other, and like the chores and everything like that. And then I found the opportunity to just bring that up, and I was like, hey, you know I told you that I quit, but I actually just picked up some weed for this vacation that I went on, and I just want to like make sure that that's okay with you guys, or if I need to like be outside if I want to smoke or whatever. You know, because I mean, the alternative would just be like smoking in my room, like out my window, which kind of sucks, because like literally right outside my window is the entrance for this like other apartment next door, which is like the door of their apartment is literally right outside my window. So which was the truth. I had like a little bit of weed that I wanted to finish off. So the first couple of days I actually ended up smoking, because they were like, yeah, it's fine, like we just don't want it really like in the main like living room area basically. And I was like, yeah, of course. I wouldn't like do that anyway. So I did end up like finishing that stuff, and I was like, I wanted to be very careful, because again, that's like the entrance to somebody else's apartment, and it's a single lady who has like 2 young children. So I wanted to be like respectful of that as well. So, you know, I waited till like very late at night to like finish my stuff. And then that's kind of like when I decided to quit, because again, I was kind of feeling like very unproductive, and I had just like started school again. So I just felt like I just wanted to take another break again. I don't know. I feel like as I've gotten older, like the entertainment value, I guess, of like weed, in my opinion, I just want to make that clear. Like I will always love weed, and I will always advocate for its benefits, because I know it helps out a lot of people, especially you know, medically. So I think all that stuff is great, but I think there is something to be said, you know, I feel like I know like Harry Styles talked about this in one of his interviews. I'm a big Harry Styles fan. I think he's fantastic, super talented. And he had this interview when his Fine Line album came out, and I believe he was talking about this. I think he might have been talking about like shrooms. but like I feel like it applies to like every kind of recreational drug in general. It's just like I feel like you need to do it for the right reasons. If you're doing it to like have fun and just like again be like creative and you're in this like safe environment, then like go ahead. I feel like that, you know, that's only beneficial to you. But if you're using like any kind of psychoactive drug as like a you know, something to help you forget or to like cure you or to just like make you numb or whatever, I feel like that's just not the right way to do it. So I feel like it's not gonna help any of your problems. It's ultimately it's not really gonna make you feel better. You know, maybe only for just that temporary time. And sometimes like even if you're under the influence and you already have like a very negative mindset, then it just kind of like makes that worse. And I think that's ultimately like why I kind of said, hey, like I gotta take a break, because like that's kind of what was happening to me. I was just kind of like feeling more depressed and more down. And yeah, so you know, not to make it like a super serious subject, because again, like I'll always love weed and I'll probably, you know, end up smoking it again sometime soon, but like I do want to take an extended break because I feel like I just have to. And I think that's really important to like recognize. Damn it. I think it's important to recognize that, you know, if you're not feeling okay, you know, under the influence of these drugs that you think are supposed to be helping you, then you need to recognize that, and you need to know when to stop, or like when to take a break, like I said. So I mean, that's all I really wanted to discuss, I guess. I'm really sorry I butchered that Harry Styles quote. This guy, so like I said, I'm parked outside of this house right now, and this guy came out, and he was on like a phone call, and he did like this, he was like pacing along the sidewalk right here. You can't see him, but he walked to the end of the sidewalk, which was like right in front of me, and then like walked back, and then back into his house. I mean, it's not private property to park on the street. Maybe he just wanted to like see who was fucking parked outside of his house, which I understand. It's weird, but I mean, that's kind of what you have to do here in LA. I didn't want to drive all the way back home because I'm out here. I had like a couple errands I wanted to run. But yeah, if you're feeling down and you think, you know, you need some kind of substance or something to just like distract you, I feel like being active or like engaging, and because, you know, like I said in like a previous video you know, I guess I would consider myself kind of an introvert. So, you know, sometimes I like my alone time. A lot of the time I do really value my alone time. But I think when you're like in this like really low place, I think it's important to kind of, you know, reach out to people around you. And that could be anybody. And, you know, I myself have a hard time doing that. But I feel like it's important because, you know, at the end of the day, there are people out there who care about you. There are people out there who understand what you're going through. And, you know, I guess it gets better. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to turn this into like an advice kind of video. This is just like my personal experience. I just think sometimes you have to, I don't know, like I like this idea of like going completely sober. Which I really haven't ever been since probably, again, high school. I just think, you know, personally, I want to be productive. I want to be active. These are like personal goals that I want for myself. And personally, in order to achieve them, I know that I kind of need to take a step back and kind of just like chill out, you know, on all of these, you know, on all these things that, you know, might affect my brain or my psychology or just my mindset in general. I just need to focus on, figuring that out myself. So yeah. And I say give it a try. You don't have to quit forever. Like I said, I certainly won't. But I think if you just like give yourself a break sometimes, you'd be surprised like how different your mood can change. Because that was the big problem. It's like I just feel like really shitty about myself all day because I'd just be like laying around, not doing shit, literally all day. But again, you can be like really productive, and you can be stoned as hell, and that just works for some people, and that worked for me for a long time. But again, as I get older, I just feel like a lot of things have changed. Even my reactions to stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's just good to take a break sometimes. All right. I'm all done. Thank you so much for watching, if you are in fact watching. Go ahead and let me know where else I should go and eat, because again, I'm here in LA. I want to try out some new places, because I do eat out maybe at least once a week. I want to keep it to like once a week because I want to stop eating so shitty. I want to make more meals at home. And I think, I don't want to be eating fast food all the time. So I feel like once a week is good enough for me. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, here in this area for me to try out, go ahead and drop that down below and let me know. Thank you guys so much. Bye.